Have you ever wondered why Jesus used spit to heal a blind man's eyes? You know, that story always kind of resonated with me, and I never fully grasped or understood this. Well, guess what? That's what we're going to get into today. And I'm telling you, this is a story that you need to hear. This story really increased my faith and helped me understand that God's word is just transcendent, and God's ways are never predictable. And that's all I can say about that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Clint, and this is late night coffee. I just poured myself a nice tall glass of iced coffee. So welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm just going to do a quick little story time that has to do with the story about Jesus healing the blind man, which you can find in book of John chapter 9. Have you ever wondered about this parable? I mean, not parable, but this story that Jesus that happened? I have this crazy story that really helped increase my faith. Well, first I'm going to go ahead and read John chapter 9, starting right off the bat in verse 1. It says, as he passed by, he saw a man blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered him, It was not that this man sinned or his parents, but that the works of God might be displayed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Having said these things, he spit on the ground and made mud with saliva. Then he anointed the man's eyes with mud, and he said to him, Go wash in the pool of Siloam, which means sent. So he went and washed and came back seeing. The neighbors of those who had seen him before as a beggar were saying, This is not the man who used to sit and beg. Some said, It is he. Others said, No, but he is like him. He kept saying, I am the man. So they said to him, Then how were your eyes open? And he answered that the man called Jesus made mud and anointed my eyes and said to me, Go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, received my sight. They said to him, Where is he? He said, I do not know. And it continues on, and the man went. But the main point I want to get into is this amazing story that I heard. So buckle up and let's get into it. So years ago, a pastor friend of mine told me this story, and I was early in my faith because this was I don't know how many years ago. It was quite a few years ago. But he told this amazing story that he was on a plane one time, traveling from here to there, and whenever he's on a plane traveling, or at the airports, he'd always like to talk to people about faith and, trying to evangelize to people. You never know when God will work or how you can plant seeds in people's lives, all that good stuff. But he said that he was on a plane trip one time, and he sat beside a missionary. This lady had been out missionarying out in the islands somewhere, maybe off the coast of Papua New Guinea, and I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on any of this. But basically, he said that she had spent decades there. I don't know if it's 10 to 20 years on this missionary journey, witnessing to this tribe of islanders trying to get through to these indigenous people. And they were going through, time and time again, and nothing was reaching them until finally they came across and really shared the story about Jesus, who heals a blind man when he spit into the dirt and made mud. And when she shared that story, all the tribal people that they'd been having no luck with over all these years, all of a sudden rejoiced and just were ecstatic that this has to be God. And she said that for some reason they had this strange belief that the person with the most powerful spit has to be God, because they believed in some type of miraculous power through saliva or through your spit, and that just resonated with them. And there was a whole revival and this whole tribe of people like just came to God, and it was like amazing to her, and just an amazing story, right? It's like that's like awesome that these people like came to God. And what I find more shocking is what she said next, because you've heard this story, and maybe you've heard sermons or whatnot about it, and they might talk about like that this had to do with creation, and God was showing that He's got the power of like Genesis 1 through God, with the creation, and that He's all these other things that they might say, and not all that's fine, and all that sounds great. But what she said that she believes that when Jesus did this, like 2,000 years in the past, that when He bent down and spit into the dirt and started to make mud, that He was thinking that 2,000 years into the future, that these people, this story would reach to them and it would bring them to God, because He knew that in the future she would be there to share this story, and like transcending time, space, and all our understanding, it would get through to them. And that's why He did it. 2,000 years into the past, Jesus was thinking about them. And that just kind of hit me. It blew my mind. Like I didn't get it at first, but it just like blew my mind, and it just resonated with me. And still to this day, I still believe that God did this, because I believe that He is truly unpredictable. He has a passion for each and every one of us. He wants all of us. If you don't believe that, He wants all of us to come to God. And I just truly believe that. There's a way. Somehow, some way, God's reaching out to each and every one of us, pulling on our heartstrings, trying to get us to come closer to Him. And I just really like that story. And I don't know if that's true, that God really did that. Maybe in the next life, not this side of eternity, but maybe on the other side of eternity, we might understand what truly happened, or what truly some of the stories that you hear in the Bible, what really makes sense of them all. And I can't wait to understand all of that in a new heaven and a new earth. That's going to be amazing. But I hope whatever I said here was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the story. And if you have any crazy, insightful stories that you'd like to share, please just give a shout out, leave a link in the comments, do all the good things. I really appreciate it. And that's all I got for tonight during this late night coffee. And I will see you guys in another one. Bye for now.